From fiery houses to faulty hairdryers, the residents of Weatherfield sure find inventive ways to shuffle off their mortal coil. I'm Ashley with WatchMojoUK, and these are the top 10 shocking Coronation Street deaths. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the most dramatic and impactful deaths from this long-running soap. Number 10, Alan Bradley. One of the soap's biggest baddies for 4 years, Alan Bradley was a nasty piece of work.
How did you crash Mrs. Fairclough's car?
Look, I don't know.
What?
I don't know!
I've been getting to lose patience with you, lad!
A businessman who obtained his capital through fraudulent means, he was infamous for his abusive behaviour towards girlfriend Rita, to the point where she broke down and moved to Blackpool to escape his sinister clutches.
You bitch! You stupid bitch!
Once freed from prison, however, he was hot on her heels in pursuit. Ultimately, Alan was struck by an oncoming tram as he chased Rita through Blackpool's streets, bringing his time on air to an abrupt but well-deserved end. Number 9, Alison Webster. Poor Alison's story was a heartbreaking one. Having lost her sister as a child, she grew up haunted by the thought that she might have been in some way responsible. Moving to Weatherfield with her husband Kevin and a bun in the oven seemed to be the fresh start she needed, but tragedy struck again when her baby died prematurely due to an infection contracted during pregnancy.
He doesn't look ill. Maybe they've made a mistake, because they do, don't they? Doctors aren't always right.
Distraught and emotional, Alison ran into the path of a lorry and was killed. Audiences still don't know if it was intentional or another tragic accident. Number 8, Tina McIntyre. Gobby Tina, always getting herself into trouble, not just with her attitude, but through her complicated affairs with various men. Her most notable conquest was Peter, whom she seemed to genuinely care for and feel hurt over when he chose his wife Clara instead. Her confrontation with Clara's brother Rob was one of Corrie's bigger turning points.
Why should you all get away with it? Tracy, Peter, Carla!
What has she ever done to you?
When she declared that she'd ruin Clara's marriage and tell the authorities about Rob's dodgy dealings, Rob gave her a push that sent her tumbling from the balcony to the street below. She survived the fall, but suffered a fatal bludgeoning from Rob when she threatened again to expose him. Defiant to the end.
You'll die, Gobby, too.
Number 7, Aidan Connor. Corrie has tackled a lot of important subjects in its time on air, including one of the most overlooked, male depression and suicide.
I'm sorry.
I could never be sorry after what I did to you.
Fighting a silent battle with depression, the last time we see Aidan is in a flat, alone crying, before taking his life off screen and leaving his devastated family to cope with the unexpected loss. Even more tragic are the signs of Aidan's inner turmoil, self-doubt, and insecurity that led to the end of his road. A perfect reflection of how difficult those signs are to spot in real life until it's too late.
Oh God, no! 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 No!
Number 6, Charlie Stubbs. This emotionally abusive builder was renowned for the psychological trauma he inflicted on people in his life, using manipulation and violent threats.
My mum always used to count to 3.
Please!
This behaviour also led to Charlie's downfall, however, when Tracy, his most recent conquest, finally had enough of him humiliating her. During a lap dance to lower Charlie's guard, she struck him across the head with a metallic ornament as revenge for his confessed affair with Maria. He died later in hospital as viewers let out a sigh of relief. Tracy did time in jail, making for a neat ending to a troubling story.
Time of death, 1825. I'll give you a moment.
Number 5. Ashley Peacock. The lovable butcher had been on the show 15 years and seen his share of highs and lows, but Ashley Peacock tragically checked out of Weatherfield in one of the more memorable episodes of the show's run. Following the 2010 tram crash, Ashley was trapped by debris inside the joinery with Nick and an injured Peter. Despite his own life-threatening injuries, Ashley heroically ensured his two friends were able to escape, helping them get out before being crushed to death when the roof caved in. Though not before calling his wife Claire one last time to tell her that he loves her.
I love you lots. I always will.
Number 4. Jack Duckworth. Jack has been one of Corrie's longest-running characters, loved for his witty nature despite a string of tragedies in life before losing his beloved wife Vera and ultimately contracting lymphoma in his final year. Jack spent his remaining weeks performing good deeds, including anonymous donations and charitable gifts. In his last moments, Jack fantasized that Vera was still with him, the two slow dancing together in his mind as he passed away peacefully in his armchair. As I leave you there. His body was found by Molly, Connie, and a devastated Tyrone, who bids his surrogate dad farewell. Number 3. Richard Hillman. The journey of this soap's resident sociopath came to a grisly end following a murder spree that shook the street. Following his murders of ex-wife Patricia and Maxine, to protect his new family, Richard lost it all when Gail discovered what he had done.
The more you struggle, the more you get hurt, Gail.
He intended to die with the Platts, tying them up in his car and attempting to gas them, though Audrey's interference saw him try to escape and subsequently drive the car into the canal. His would-be victims got out alive, but Richard spent his final night sleeping with the fishes.
Is that your husband, Richard Hillman?
Number 2. Hayley Cropper. Hayley had a memorable run on Corrie, with storylines such as her shocking trans reveal and her long marriage to Roy Cropper, with whom she fostered Fizz and Becky. Following a terminal cancer diagnosis, brave Hayley decided that she was going to die on her own terms, and prepared to ingest a lethal cocktail.
I love you.
She spent what time she did have left with Roy sitting by her side on their bed as they listened to music together. She's discovered by friends Anna and Carla, Roy's arms still around her, having slipped away peacefully, painlessly, and with dignity.
Oh, no. No, no.
Number 1. Kylie Platt. Kylie's life was often a struggle as she battled drug addiction and fought for custody of her child Max. Not to mention her bludgeoning Max's father Callum when he assaulted her sister-in-law. Her sordid past continued to haunt her, the guilt pushing her to plan to leave Weatherfield with husband David and start a new life in Barbados. Tragically, she met her end when she was fatally stabbed by Callum's friend Clayton in a scuffle trying to protect Gemma.
Let go of me, bitch!
Losing too much blood, she died in David's arms on the road just before the ambulance arrived. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojoUK and subscribe for more great content.